This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes, creators of the world's best repair manuals. Fix your car or truck the right way with our accurate and reliable information at your side. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete online manual at Haynes.com.
Fluid level checks. Brake fluid level. The brake master cylinder fluid reservoir is located on the driver's side of the engine compartment, near the firewall. The fluid level should be maintained between the max and min lines marked on the side of the reservoir. If the fluid level is low, wipe the top of the reservoir and cap with a clean rag to prevent contamination of the system when the cap is unscrewed. While the reservoir cap is off, check the fluid in the reservoir for contamination. If rust deposits, dirt particles, or water droplets are present, the system should be properly drained and refilled. Top up the reservoir with the correct type of new brake fluid until the fluid reaches the max line. After filling the reservoir to the proper level, install the cap and make sure the cap is fully seated to prevent fluid leakage or contamination. Engine oil level. Pull the dipstick out of the tube and wipe all of the oil away from the end with a clean rag or paper towel. Insert the clean dipstick all the way back into the tube and pull it out again. Note the oil at the end of the dipstick. The level should be between the H and L dimples. To add oil, unscrew the oil filler cap and pour in the correct type of oil. Use a funnel to prevent oil spills. After adding oil, wait a few minutes to allow the level to stabilize. Then pull out the dipstick and check the level again. Add more oil if required until it reaches the H mark. Do not overfill the engine. Insert the dipstick and install the filler cap, tightening it by hand only. Coolant level. A white coolant reservoir located on the right side of the engine compartment is connected by a hose to the base of the radiator filler neck. The coolant level will vary with the temperature of the engine. When the engine is cold, the coolant level should be at or slightly above the min mark on the reservoir. Once the engine has warmed up, the coolant level should be at or near the max mark. If the level falls below the min mark, allow the engine to cool. Then remove the cap from the tank and add the correct type and mixture of coolant to bring the level slightly above the min mark. If only a small amount of coolant is required to bring the system up to the proper level, water can be used. However, repeated additions of water will dilute the antifreeze and water solution. Install the reservoir cap securely. If you have to remove the radiator cap, wait until the engine has cooled completely. Then slowly turn the cap to the first stop. If coolant or steam escapes, or if you hear a hissing noise, let the engine cool down longer, then remove the cap. The level should be at the base of the radiator filler neck. Add some coolant if necessary. Install the radiator cap. Drive the vehicle. Let the engine cool down again, then recheck the coolant level. Automatic transmission fluid level. Immediately after driving the vehicle, park it on a level surface, set the parking brake and let the engine idle. While the engine is idling, depress the brake pedal and move the selector lever through all the gear ranges, pausing for a couple seconds in between, beginning and ending in park. With the engine still idling, locate the automatic transmission dipstick in the engine compartment. Remove the securing bolt, then pull the dipstick away from the tube. Wipe it off with a clean rag, then push it all the way back into the tube until the cap seats. Pull the dipstick out again and note the fluid level. The level should be in the hatched area marked hot, with the transmission at normal operating temperature. If additional fluid is required, pour the correct type of fluid directly into the tube using a funnel. Do not overfill the transmission. Never allow the fluid level to go above the upper end of the cross-hatched area on the dipstick. It could cause internal transmission damage. The best way to prevent overfilling is to add fluid a little at a time, driving the vehicle and checking the level between additions. Insert the dipstick fully into the tube and install the bolt, tightening it securely. Turn off the engine. Power steering fluid level. The power steering pump fluid reservoir is located at the passenger side of the engine compartment. To check the fluid level in the reservoir, simply look at the min and max marks on the side of the reservoir. The level should be within the specified distance from the maximum fill line. Use the hot range at fluid temperatures of 122 to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Use the cold range at fluid temperatures of 32 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. At no time should the fluid level drop below the minimum mark on the reservoir. If additional fluid is required, use a clean rag to wipe off the reservoir cap and area around the cap. This will prevent any foreign matter from entering the reservoir during the check. Pour the correct type of fluid into the reservoir using a funnel to prevent spills. Install the cap and tighten securely by hand. Windshield washer fluid level. The fluid for the windshield washer system is stored in a plastic reservoir located directly behind the coolant reservoir. Use caution to not get the two confused from one another. Flip open the cap and fill the windshield washer reservoir as necessary. Push the cap securely onto the opening when finished.